Hey guys, Twelve58 here. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to get into a frequently asked questions video. If you're new to my channel, that means I'm going to go through the comment section and I'm going to review 3 comments from 3 different videos and try to answer the questions or maybe even the critiques that you might be raising about what I'm covering or maybe Splinterlands in general. Today I specifically do have one question in mind that's starting this conversation off with. So usually I just kind of go to the comments and see what's in there, but today I actually have one comment that I already read and I think merits a starting point for this video. Before I get into that though, my name is Dwayne Cunningham. I go by Twelve58. You can just call me 12. And I do regularly review the comment section. So leave comments if you have questions or even criticisms about either blockchain or me. I'm happy to get into it. I often find that the most valuable conversations are the ones where people don't necessarily agree. If we can amicably review one another's sort of positions, and I think we can sometimes find common ground and maybe there's a place to grow and value to be added. So that's kind of the view behind it. If that sounds interesting, and if you like that, stick around, stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get into the comment section and we'll start off with the first one that I already know about, which is this. It's a comment from Online Property Explorer, and he dropped a comment on a video where I said, give me more glint, and I talked about how I was burning my soulbound cards, and I burnt about 1.3 million glint worth of soulbound reward cards. That's all last night. I did that, about 35-minute video-ish. If you're interested, go check it out. In that video, I do talk about why I'm burning and what I'm burning and what I'm not burning and why. So hopefully that's valuable to, like, if you're in that sort of place, you've got a soulbound collection, you may be considering it. I encourage you to watch the video. But Online Property Explorer dropped a comment saying, bold moves. Was there not talk about glint rewards maybe increasing? If they do, you have jumped to the gun maybe. I really want the 1 million title, but getting 40 glint per battle and about 100k end of season and don't have the cards to burn you have, aka the shopping channel. Oh, you're the shopping channel. Okay. Good to see you, buddy. He has, over the years that I've covered the channel, shopping channel, has dropped many comments. Thank you. And on this one, I wanted to address this because I actually think, well, if he's right, I want you guys to hear that I don't 100% know about this piece. So what is he saying? He's saying, Dwayne, you burnt all your cards, or many of them, and you received glint. But we have heard that they're going to change the glint rewards. And I think, and I said to him, if so, I'll cover that mistake for sure. Meaning, like, if he's right and I'm wrong and they increase the glint on rewards on soulbound burning, then I want you to know that. So I guess the first piece that I want to make sure everyone knows is that I actually don't know if they're going to change the glint rewards for the card burnings. I don't believe that is going to happen, and hence I burnt my cards. But it's possible that they do change those rewards at some point in the near or distant future, at which point, maybe I will be better off because I burnt them now, or worse off. And so, as with everything on the channel, I hope I'm not prescribing what you should do, but rather telling you what I'm doing and giving you a framework for which you can consider your own options. That's always my goal. Some people seem to think, and I don't actually think Shopping Channel believes this, but some people think I do the content I do because I want to tell you what to do, when you should buy SPS, when you should sell cards, when you should burn, when you should, do whatever. And that's never been my intent. My intent is, here's what I'm doing. Here's why I believe. Here, I'm going to share my excitement and my passion for blockchain-based video gaming and for Splinterlands generally. And then I just want you to honestly review it and believe or disagree with me as you see fit, because the foundation of your success is going to be based on your ability to critically think about the fundamental considerations in this space, as well as maybe to understand sort of the other forces, because it's not all fundamental considerations. Fundamental considerations are like those ideas of, like, do you believe in the CEO? Do they have enough money and runway? But then, how many new players are adopting the game on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis? Those are fundamental concerns. But then there's other topics that are maybe less sort of data driven, more like sentiment, FOMO, these kinds of things. I have opinions on those, and maybe I can be helpful to you in that sort of journey of exploring that stuff, but by no means do I want to prescribe a plan for you. I'm telling you what I'm doing. And so I burnt my cards believing that the rewards were meaningful enough for me to justify it. The cards I burnt were very hand-picked and selected that I don't need. And for those reasons, that's kind of where I'm coming from. But I want to admit, I do not know if they are going to increase the glint rewards for the burnt soulbound cards. And I will admit that they did mention they plan to change soulbound or glint, the handout of glint. So I said, I'll cover that if I'm wrong, because I want you all to know. Maybe I'll even probe this as a follow-up, which is now what I'm doing here. And I go, I was expecting that glint reward changes would be made to the rank play, not to card burnings. That's how I took it. And I should add, in Discord today, there was a new post by Yabamap. That's this morning. Everyone, I wanted to take a moment to let everyone know the last minute changes. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but last minute changes are going out today. That's April 9th, 2024. The formula for the end of season glint reward is going to be changed based on, and I won't explain the rest, but significant changes are happening on how the glint will be paid out for your rank rewards for the season. But that's not having anything to do with how cards are burnt. And I think my expectation was that this was the modification that was going to come if a change was going to come. Not that card burning rewards would be tweaked or modified or increased or decreased. Maybe I'm wrong, but I wanted to make sure I cover this to unpack a bit more of that because he makes a strong point that maybe it is my video is being perceived as, oh, I better burn them now. And I really, truly, I'm not trying to give that advice. But then secondly, he might be right. There could be changes to come, but I don't think so. And you need to kind of weigh your expectations, pro or con, that would be probable or likely or unlikely, and then act accordingly, right? That's hopefully the view. But I thought that merited a starting point for today's video, and that'll be question number 1. Thank you very much, Shopping Channel. I appreciate you. Let's grab another comment from a different video. Okay. A bit of a critical comment on a different video. This is a video I called Concerned but Hopeful. Comments on the modern rank reward or rank in Splinterlands. In that video, I was kind of talking about how it's been difficult for me to reach outside of gold in the modern league. And I have a strong deck. I think I'm a good player. Maybe I'm not an excellent player. I don't necessarily play all my energy. I probably play 10 games a day. If I played 24 a day, that would probably improve my chances of climbing, because the more win streaks you put together, the farther you'll get. And the farther you get, the higher you'll be reset, meaning it's just this reoccurring, like ongoing. It becomes easier the more you stay high. So I was talking about my challenges, and yet I'm hopeful about the rank reward and modern being enticing for a long time to come, and the rewards being meaningful, etc. And fact check, this guy comes in and says, if we can't make money or see the potential to make money from this game, it might be time to jump ship. I don't want to earn glint to get cards I don't need. I want to earn SPS. I feel as though I've tackled this topic many times before, and I read it here before I said it out loud. I read it to myself, and I thought, do I want to even address this? Because I have spoken to this, but I think it merits touching on right now, today in 2024, April 2024, because the price point of everything in this game is at a low place right now. DEC 866 Splintoshis, SPS 1.7 cents. Vouchers, I don't know what they're at right now, but it's not good. 3.6 cents. Everything is down. Card collections, I've been covering that a little bit. Everything is down. And so you go, I get why a person would come in and say these things like, if I can't earn money. Yeah, card collections are down yet again from the last few days. That's my collection. I'm looking at my anecdotal data. Down to $24,121 from like $25,000 something last time I checked. So to come back to the point, if we can't make money or see potential to make money from this game, it might be time to jump ship. And then he goes on to say that essentially the glint rewards are non-consequential to him. He doesn't want that. He wants value. He says he wants to earn SPS, but he actually is saying, I want to make money with the game, right? He said that earlier, and then he says, I want to earn SPS because he's saying SPS is a liquid resource that I can, it's staked, but I can theoretically liquidate it, earn and cash out a certain value from my effort associated with the game. And I won't spend too much time on this conversation except to say The issue is clearly that many people are walking in this concern right now because, as I pointed out, everything's down. But that's the issue. But then the question from that issue is not just, can I make money? Or even as simple as, do I see potential to make money from the game? But really, does your vision for what this is, Splinterlands or blockchain-based video gaming generally, do you believe that they are revolutionary in nature? Do you believe that they truly offer something additional and value to a gaming experience? Do you believe that Splinterlands, specifically the Steam Monsters company, will continue to persist, that their vision is viable and desirable even? Like, so it's not this generalized idea, can I make money or do I see potential? It's this very particularized, intentional question around, break it down further. Explore specifically today where you think Steam Monsters, the company, is at. Where you think blockchain, whether it's SPS directly, DEC directly, but broadly Bitcoin in the altcoin market, where do you think they are at and where they're going? Because those specific questions are actually going to really give a framework for you to explore this question. Do you see potential to make money from this game? That's it seems so simple. It's one sentence. Do I see potential in the game monetarily? But man, that is not a helpful question. It's kind of like a question around fitness. If you say something like, I want to be fit. Okay, what does that even mean? Practically, like, have you thought about your diet? Have you thought about a workout routine? Do you have a personal trainer? Do you have money for a gym membership, or can you sort out that financing? There's so many considerations that would give a framework to an approach that would end up in a result that would be more desirable as opposed to an end result that will be less desirable. And the same is true with respect to investing in blockchain-based video gaming. So I guess what I'm trying to say to fact check is I want to encourage people who are critical in this moment, and that might be you watching this video right now, and it might be fact check as he hears this. Hopefully he'll hear this. It's not just like, make it more elucidate your own question, like add bones to it, like explore the fullness of what you're getting at. When you say, can I make money with this game? You can make money with this game. And I could stop my response to you there. You can make, in gold, you can get 6 SPS a win. That's 9 cents or something like that. That's money. And you go, well, that's not very much money. Okay, I agree. It's not very much money. But what is enough? Would 50 cents a game be meaningful? Would there be other ways to add to your income, like through Splinter Forge or through Splinter Royale or whatever other gaming experience you might have, or Golem Overlord or other Hive games that you might be interested in trying? Because there are different ways to multiply what you're doing that might leverage the return in a meaningful way. But that's on the short term. And then in the bigger conversation, it's not just how are the ways you can multiply it on the short term, or even what would be an acceptable sort of target for you, but that long-term question about, will the team reach where, is this game fun? Does it have a future? And from that place, foundational place, you can begin to actually explore this, because you can explore, is this game fun from a practical perspective for your own subjective experience? And then you can explore, does it have a future? And what would that mean on a layer by layer basis? Is SPS going to fall apart? Is the Hive chain going to fail? Are the witnesses on the Hive blockchain going to quit? Is SPS chain going to become its own second layer, and then is that going to fail or pass? Are people going to continue to grow into playing this game or not? Those are questions individually that you really have to come down through on the layers of, in order to truly get to a place of answering this ultimate question. It is time to jump ship or not. There may come a time where that makes sense. To me, for me, it is not now. I don't see any reason to disbelieve in what the team is doing or what the game has done, or even what they're aiming at doing. I see only reason for confidence with one exception. And this is where I'll finish on fact check comment. The only place for critical or criticism or critique, or, you know, the only element that I cannot overturn from a comment such as yours is that ultimately you're saying you can't earn money today. That's at the, I can't deny that reality in a meaningful sense. Like I said, 6 SPS in gold, 9 cents, who cares? To us in North America. In South America, maybe it's slightly more meaningful, but still, you know, there's a small fraction of the world where that's going to matter, but they need the cards, which are significant in price, which has to be factored in. So the question to me is the problem that I really see you asking, or that I cannot refute, is that in the short term, there isn't much opportunity for mass multiplication of your value. But that's always been the case with Splinterlands. And in fact, that's not a deficiency or a bug. That's part of the beauty of this. If this was a get-rich-quick scheme, it would already have failed. But it's been here for 5+ years because there's this trivial nature to the reward system that accumulates an opportunity for you to multiply your value over a long time horizon. And so it's not just, do I see a potential to make money from this game in a short timeline, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, even 3 months, 4 months, but across 3 years, 4 years. Do I imagine that SPS will go up? Do I imagine that card collections could go up? Do I imagine that the soulbound rewards I'm being paid in will have a financial value, etc.? And so this is a great conversation, and I've had it many times on the channel, and I will probably continue to have it because there are different people who are going to hear it now and others that'll hear it later. But I'm saying these are great questions and you should keep asking them, but it's not just generalized, can I make money? On what time horizon? In what mechanism? Do you believe that there's something revolutionary happening here? That there's something fundamentally valuable within blockchain touching video games that makes sense? That NFTs working in, you know, as a reward structure makes sense, and that there's a possibility for real meaningful financial reward from that as the prices increase across time? Is any of that possible? Is any of that true? If not, maybe it isn't for you. And maybe it is a jump ship moment. But to me, as I look at those, I'm more bullish now than ever. But the prices don't show that. And so I can't hold up right now and say, like, what are you complaining about? I get why you're complaining. Like, the prices aren't there today. But could they be there if the altcoin market doubles? Do you think it's possible that the altcoin market doubles? I do. I absolutely do. And that would carry SPS in my mind. That would transition new players into this game. That would radically alter the card collection prices, as well as maybe the SPS you're carrying, as well as, you know, even the soulbound cards, because they will be made transferable and they will have therefore financial value. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for the comment. Appreciate you. And let's get one more. Okay. So we have a conversation from Phoenix, which is, thank you very much. And 3 thumbs up on it. So I will use this as my next step here. This is a video where I recently covered Modern after Chaos. So Chaos Legion is in the Modern cycle. If you want to play in the Modern League, you need Chaos Legion, Rift Watcher, reward cards, and Rebellion. And eventually Chaos Legion will be cycled out. And so they will no longer, and Chaos Legion is a big part of most people's decks. So what's going to happen when Chaos Legion gets cycled out? Will that price people out of the Modern League? Maybe it will, and I talked about it in this video. Let's see what Phoenix has to say. This conversation makes me think of my Magic the Gathering days. I played in tournaments and didn't win much. Definitely not enough to buy the next set needed to keep playing in tournaments. After a set was moved out of Modern, or Standard as they call it, I could still play in Vintage, Legacy, and Wild. I still had all my cards and had countless hours of playtime enjoyment with those cards. These things are valuable in their own way. Yes, 100%. This is an amazing point. Is the only value we get out of a game the financial side of it? blockchain is cool because it wraps that financial piece into it. But you've heard me say, and I just said to the prior question, this should be fun and rewarding. Do you have fun with this? And do you think there's a financial future here? Those are two different pieces and they can come together in this beautiful way, but it's not just a financial conversation and it's not just an entertainment conversation. But he's saying that it's truly valuable to have that the enjoyment side. And I agree. And he said, my point being that if you are here for ROI and don't value the assets and playtime, you will ultimately be disappointed buying into almost any CCG. And this is an amazing point and a great place to land for this video because it actually kind of touches on the similar conversation to the last. And yeah, man, I mean, when I bought these cards, when I bought $5,000 worth of Splinterlands related assets, that was my whole cryptocurrency. That was all of my worldly investments, all of it, literally all of it. I took it and I put it into this. And there's a long story behind how I got there, but like I landed on Splinterlands because I thought there was something special about these limited cards. They have a certain amount of scarcity. They're never printed again. They're desirable and they allow me to play a fun game. The game itself was fun and that was an opinion, but you know, I still stand by it 5 years later, played it many, many days, most days in the 5 years. If that wasn't true, I couldn't have done that with the confidence that I ended up doing. I couldn't have pushed the chips in the way that I did. I couldn't have played in a daily way that allowed me to earn a massive soulbound collection, which yesterday I just burnt many of my cards because I didn't need them and they were going to pay me glint. And so, yeah, I mean, you need both pieces, or rather, if you have both pieces, you see a financial opportunity and you think this is fun, you are going to be the sort of player who will survive bear markets and will enjoy bull markets. And some will say there will never be another bull market for Splinterlands, and I would say I disagree. For a lot of reasons that I've articulated many times and that I'd be happy to articulate again. But that truly is a decision each one of us has to wrestle with. Do you think this game is fun and that it has a future? If you can say yes to those things, and exploring those conversations each is a thorough process that require you to look at what the team is doing, as well as engage with the community or watch videos like this to explore, you know, the fullness of that conversation. But if you can truly say you believe it's fun and has a future, then you can come and enjoy the process and earn trivial rewards that might seem financially irrelevant, as was kind of implied by that first comment or the second comment. I can't make money, he says. Not real money, but man, if you make 6 SPS per battle in gold, and if one day SPS might be $1, and if you hold that SPS from now until then, understand that you still made $6 per battle today. You weren't able to realize it yet. You weren't able to withdraw it yet. But if your vision for this is 5 years down the road, if you believe that it's possible we see such realized price totals for SPS, then you can absolutely earn SPS at 1.7 cents and never care about the financial side because you're enjoying the process and you believe in the future. That's the amazing thing. And I think Phoenix is hitting the nail on the head with his comment there. And thank you very much for that. I would add that I want to touch a little bit. He's saying you can always go enjoy the wild when those cards move out, which is true. The rewards won't be the same in the wild, but you know what? That's okay too, isn't it? Again, do you enjoy the process? Do you enjoy the quote unquote trivial rewards? Do you think they might multiply in the future or not? That's the real crux of the question. Some will say the rewards are too trivial. I have to be too patient. I do not believe in the future of it. Okay, then it's probably not for you. But if you can say, I do believe and I will enjoy the process, then you're going to be here in 5 years and you're going to be a guy like me who has a massive Soulbound reward collection or who earns a massive SPS collection just by way of playing the game. And so thank you very much for the comments and the questions, guys. And I sincerely appreciate you all. And thank you so much for supporting the channel, especially to the members who help out financially with the channel. If you want more members only content, guys, check out the membership page on the YouTube channel and you can sign up at whatever level you want and you'll be invited to weekly live events as well as having access to sort of a library of members only content. So thank you guys. Have an amazing day. God bless.